Stop pissing all the time.
This is the B Team intro song. Ow, that was my foot.
Hey, I'm Riley. I'm with my codependents, Maisie, Million, and Garrett. And today we're going to talk about a positive aspect about negative tattooing. I love the way this sucks, is what we're talking about. Things aren't going your way. Maybe it's time to bow out and back out of it. Maybe you need to change your attitude. We're going to talk about all these topics today.
So I've been seeing this a lot lately. A lot of artists, a lot of my peers, a lot of younger artists, a lot of people that have been around for a while. There's a lot of uncertainty about some of these tattooers' futures. Some of these people who have paved the way for us. Some of these people have been doing it for 10, 20, 30 years. I've been seeing a lot of posts lately over the past year of some of these people, these idols of mine, even that are hanging it up. They don't feel that tattooing is sustainable anymore. These artists have been around for a long time. They're trying a lot of different things. None of them seem to be working. There's question whether or not they have outgrown the craft. Maybe the craft has outgrown them. Maybe the craft has been reborn and they're just not adapting. I guess, and this is not about any tattooer in particular. There's a lot of them that probably fit this scope. I mean, I myself am one that's thinking about it in the back of my brain. What do you think can happen to mitigate this? Why are we losing some of the best tattooers in the world saying it's not sustainable? I don't know if you guys have seen this post. They can't sell a design. They can't get artists or clients in the chair. This artist has literally tried everything. He's tried guest spots. He's moved around a little bit, trying pockets, different areas. Says he's tried it all and he's just kind of sick of it. I think winter is coming a lot sooner than we thought it was. I think it's coming a lot harder than it ever has before. And I think there's a lot of people in trouble moving forward. We could be on the dawn of something really, really great if we can last for another 3 or 4 months. So, what I would like to do is address that and see if we can help anybody out.
Million, what do you think?
I draw pictures. I know plenty of shops around here, at least, that have lots of openings for artists. There's always shops looking for artists and stuff. So it's really, for me, it's confusing. I don't get it. I understand that there's a big change. I understand the economy's getting wishy-washy. I mean, I do know that I'm doing smaller tattoos. I'm just doing more of them in my books than full days. Otherwise, that's really all I've noticed so far.
Riley, I know
Crack,
you got
snaffle,
something to
crack.
say.
Here he goes.
There's a lot to unpack, Garrett. There's a lot to unpack there. 30-year tattoo artist giving it up. Yeah, you're supposed to give it up at 30 years. What are you going to go another 30? You can't do that, man. And I get it. The business landscape doesn't conform to whatever. Okay, fine. That's fine. That's going to happen a lot. We got a lot of guys that are 20, 30-year veterans that are going to be giving it up and doing whatever they're doing and stuff like that. As a blanket, the industry's changed so far that it's crippled me business wise. I'm sorry. I have a hard time biting on that. It's the way it goes. The tattoos we were selling 20 years ago would never fly today. Nobody would buy them. Nobody would want them, and they certainly wouldn't pay good money and come back for them. The market has changed. It's gotten better. It's gotten faster. The answer to your problems in tattooing are always get better. I think of things very cynically because it's just me, and I don't. The economy's kind of rough, and people are giving it up. Shops are closing. Good. Close. Get the hell out of here. Go. There's a lot of bartending jobs that need to be good. The weaker ones in the herd go down. The stronger ones get stronger. They get older. I mean, this is just a cycle of life. You're having some hard times now because of the economy. I mean, we just came through COVID. Come on. But I would fairly bet, and this is just my speculation and my opinion, I bet you more than half of the problems with the shops that are closing or the artists that are giving it up or the guys that want to blame the industry's change with these new younger tattooers and everybody's doing it and the market's saturated and all the crybaby shit that I hear. I bet you more than 50% of their problems have nothing to do with tattooing. Their attitude, their disposition. I've said it a dozen times. This is not a hobby. This is tattooing. And the sooner that these tattoo artists realize that this isn't a hobby or a punchline to meet somebody at a bar, this is not a social distortion song. This is our fucking life. This is tattooing and it's serious. The sooner these guys get on board, the sooner that our problems are solved. And the ones that don't get it, good. When COVID happened, all three of us got together and we went, okay, here's what we're doing. This is what's going to happen. We're going to keep in touch. We're going to ride this out. How many shops closed then? How many guys gave it up and went and got another job? How many guys never came back to tattooing? Only to find out that the 3 months after COVID were the most lucrative we've had in 50 years.
Yep.
Yeah.
Riley, you were around for 9/11. You were also around for the housing crash of 2008.
9.
We were here for 2020, obviously, and now we're here for 2025.
That's right.
Million, you've seen it all as well. I think the reason it's such a hot topic right now is because of the younger tattooers having not seen anything like this. I keep hearing it said that tattooing is over, the glory days are gone, and other people say no, it's just a rebirth. I think they're both right. I side with the rebirth concept a lot more, though.
I don't know about your guys' market, but out here on the West Coast for about the last decade, up until about maybe 4 years ago, if a tattoo artist came in the door and he was breathing and he had some kind of a client base and he'd been tattooing longer than 4 years, man, you had to have him. You wanted him. And it didn't matter if he had a coke habit, if he was a shithead, if people hated him. It didn't matter. He was an experienced tattoo artist with a client base and you put him to work. But not anymore. The tables have turned. Shop owners have a choice now. I do not have to hire someone with a bad attitude that can't control themselves, that acts like a jerk for money. I don't have to do that anymore. This change is so dynamic from top to bottom, it's hard to wrap your fingers around. Million, how many tattoo shops were in your town 20 years ago?
Shit, maybe 5.
Garrett, how many tattoo shops were in your town? And you're in a big city.
30 years ago was probably 12, maybe 8.
There were 12 tattoo shops. I was the 12th tattoo shop 17 years ago. Let's make that comparison today. Million, how many shops are in your town today?
26, I believe.
Garrett?
In the 7-county metro, there's got to be 120.
There's 48 shops in here. Okay,
Yeah.
so let me just put it to you. Million, are you making more money today or less?
More.
Garrett, are you making more money today or less?
There's more on the table for sure.
Same here.
I agree with everything you're saying.
Yeah.
I just think these next 6 months are they're going to be a hard 6 months. But as I said earlier, and you kind of addressed it as well, Riley, when all of these non-serious, the people that don't want to do it, the people that don't want to fight, once they're out of the way, those of us that stuck around will get to reap the rewards. We all kind of agree that there's something on the horizon.
Mm-hmm.
We all agree that it's okay. It's the nature of things, nothing lasts forever. That's the good and the bad, of course, right? Nothing lasts forever. This too shall pass, both the good and the bad. Do you guys have any, and gals, have any suggestion for any of these artists, which I assume there's quite a few of them out there feeling very uncertain about the next 6 months, the next year?
Yeah.
Let's just give some of these people some advice. It's all hearsay because we don't know what's coming.
Look at other industries. We're not unicorns. We're not original. This has happened time and again to industries across the board for generations. So take a second to go back and look. Those who forget the past are condemned to repeat it. Well, it's not just in tattooing. So take some lessons from there. Learn to diversify what you're doing. You have time. Turn your fucking video game off. Turn your fucking stories off. Stop doom scrolling on your phone. Do some paintings, make some prints, sell some t-shirts. There's things you can do creatively that aren't just tattooing. I know tattooing's fucking awesome. The reason it's awesome, I believe, is because it is directly working with the clientele that wants what you have to offer. However, there's plenty of other ways to be creative and still make money.
Riley, what kind of advice do you have?
Opportunity abounds everywhere. If you're a shop owner now and you're struggling, you better figure it out, man. You better figure it out. There's a reason why you're not being competitive. Either you're overspending, you haven't streamlined your company, your artists aren't able to make more money, your marketing's bad. As far as the tattoo artist goes, I I try to counsel tattoo artists, and try to help them along financially and help them get ahead, but that's based on a very set group of parameters. One, we don't ever talk about it to other people about what we talk about. And two, I'm not interested in helping you get another 30% out of tattooing if that's just to fund your coke habit. I didn't give a shit about you. So I mean that in the best of ways though, because it's like if you're struggling financially and you're struggling as a tattoo artist, chances are your problems have nothing to do with the tattoo industry, and you need to stop and reevaluate your life. Maybe you're at the wrong shop, maybe you've got the wrong attitude. If you're a shop owner, you need to take a good look at what's happening and why people are falling off and make adjustments to your company, whatever those adjustments need to be. If you're a new tattoo artist and you're getting into this, why don't you be open-minded, have a good attitude, and adjust your life at home accordance with what you can provide with your company.
Ask me, ask me.
I was gonna ask you, Maisie. Maisie, what the fuck do you know about this?
Great question. I have a really interesting perspective on this because I am a new tattoo artist or within the newer generation, and I'm also not a shop owner. So, couple things that I would say. First and foremost, history repeats itself. So, even if you haven't seen this before, I do think that what you guys are saying is very relevant. That this has happened before and it's going to happen again. And ride the wave. And if you are someone that wants to ride the wave and you're not making a whole lot of money and you're in your first 5 years or what have you, I would say patience, of course, and staying accessible and working with budgets is really important. But on top of that, I would say don't let your skills die. If you're not tattooing other people and you're having struggles getting new people into your shop or on your chair or whatever, start tattooing yourself and just do things to not let those skills go to waste. Garrett, what do you think?
Yeah, I've got something to say about that. You're not gonna make money when you're sitting at home, unless you're implementing some of these methods that Riley and Million talked about. Unless you're actually creating art, you're not gonna make money watching fucking Netflix. You're not gonna make money playing Call of Duty. You're not helping your career. There's plenty of downtime. I see it. There's plenty of downtime. Somewhere around 2020, when we came back, we all decided that we wanted to be done tattooing at 6 o'clock on the weekdays, and we didn't want to work Saturdays and Sundays. And it worked then. It worked because the supply and demand was upside down. Now it's not that game anymore. Quit petting your kitties, get into the shop, paint. There's a million ways to make a fucking dollar. But you're not going to do it sitting on your phone doom scrolling. You're not going to do it, like you said, Riley, getting up at noon and smoking a bowl and going to work. If you're in this position and what we are saying to you relates and resonates, you've got to make some changes if you want to get through this. You're not going to get through it if you keep doing the same thing. You need to make a change. You will be out of business. Your shop will be out of business. Million, Riley, and I will take your employees and make them money.
That's
Get
right.
off your ass. Get to fucking work. Goddamn snowflakes. Get to fucking work. Make some tattoos. Paint some skateboards. Whatever it is.
I got a question for Maisie. Now, I know, Maisie, you're extremely intelligent and you're smart and you can read the tea leaves like nobody's business. But I also know you just told me before we went on the air that you booked 15 days in a row.
Yeah.
So you tell us, rookie, booking 15 days in a row.
Well, I mean, I think that that's something that you can do is if you're at a shop if you're at a walk-in shop, you can book things on your off day, only come in for an hour or two on your off day. You're guaranteed a certain sum of money. And then if you're a little slower, at least you're available to make walk-ins, take walk-ins, and work on art while you're already scheduled to be there. And that's not necessarily a strategy that I am implementing or needing to implement at this time. However, I sometimes just roll with the dice, and if people have specific days where, I can only get tattooed on Wednesday, Thursdays, well, fuck, I don't work Wednesdays and Thursdays. That kind of attitude just it can't exist, at least at this time. At least for a lot of newer tattoo artists, take what you can get. If you're going to turn your nose up at people offering to give you money just because you want your fucking one day off to smoke weed, you're not going to make it.
God, she sounds
Best
bitter.
advice I've heard all day. I'm so proud of you.
I am too. You sound so bitter, like you've been tattooing as long. You've been listening to the right
I
people.
just listen to you guys. That's all.
I'm so proud of you.
I am so proud of you. But it's
Fuck
true
yeah.
though. Like you nailed it.
Yep.
You nailed it. You got a guy complaining, oh, there's not enough work, or I'm not making enough money, or I can't keep up. But they're not willing to put in the miles like Maisie is. I guess I feel that way. I don't have any mercy for him. I already know how Maisie works because I work with her every day. But Maisie's like, I'm going to stack up everything I can and take every tattoo possible for 15 days. Then I'm going to Hawaii. But you're just going to kill yourself for 15 days. But you're taking the opportunity to do it.
Or the guy that is $300 an hour and he just refused 5 $100 walk-ins and sat on the couch for 6 hours,
Yep.
waiting for somebody to pay him. Yeah.
Here's a little advice for some of you younger tattooers. This might come as a shock to you, but it's a lot easier and a lot more profitable to tattoo 5 people at $100 than it is to tattoo one person at $500.
Absolutely.
Think about that. The reason that works is because now you have 5 other references. You have 5 other people telling you their friends how good your tattoos are. They're referring you versus the one person. Get off your high horse, put your ego away, and do some fucking bangers.
$100 tattoo is a business card they could never throw away. I just see opportunity, even when there's bad times in tattoo. And I just encourage people to get a better attitude, think a little bit differently, and be positive about negative stuff. My father was a Marine, and when the weather was bad and it was stormy outside, and he had to go to this outside job where he was going to be out in that crap all day long. I remember him doing this all the time. He'd open the front door to go to work, and he'd look out there and he would say it, man, I love the way this sucks. And he'd go right out in that stuff. He'd have a positive attitude about something terrible. And
Absolutely.
I think in tattooing, that's what we have to do. It's not weathering the storm. It's not shutting yourself in until the storm goes by. You open that door and you go, shh, here we go. This is going to be great. And sometimes just loving the way it sucks is not a bad tactic to take some days. Nobody's coming in today. You guys know as well as I do, if you were at a street shop, you know as well as I do, if you want a walk-in to come in, all you have to do is set up that easel and start painting, and someone in the world will come and interrupt you.
Yep.
I used to say, let's play Monopoly. There's nobody coming in today. Nobody's called. There's nothing on the books. Let's play Monopoly. Whoever moves the first time, there'll be 4 people that walk in the shop.
Yep.
On the one hand, where Garrett was going, hey, playing the PS5 and goofing around all day and pretending you're a tattoo artist is not going to get you anywhere. You're absolutely right. But there are things you can do while you relax. You got to go, okay, today nobody's coming in, and I'm going to watch TV and I'm going to draw.
But you're doing it at the shop, aren't you, Riley? You're not doing it at home.
Absolutely, always. Well, yeah, the guy that comes in and says, well, yeah, call me if there's a walk-in. That you're gone. You're out. You're not going to survive here one more minute or one more day. Oh, yeah, sure, I'm going to call you. Right. I'm calling for your replacement. If you start tattooing at 20 years old, and you're 50, you're my age, you're our age, when you decide to reset, that's tough. What would you do, Garrett, if you weren't tattooing anymore? What would be your job? What would be your career
If I had to quit now,
right now?
if I had to quit, I'd probably go get a factory job, to be honest,
Yeah.
something mind numbing. And on that note, I'd sit and I'd paint at home. I would do a line of prints. I would keep busy, still creating.
Million, what would you do? Strip club, DJ?
Electrical.
Would you go into electrical? That was your forte.
No, no. I
But
just know so many people that went and become electricians and never stopped.
yeah, so that would be what you do.
I mean, that's one of those jobs that everybody needs in this day and age.
What would you do?
I don't know if I would just find some like mindless job. I wouldn't worry about the money too much. I would just go with that. I'd probably have a good time out here in life for the next how many ever years till I'm 62 or whatever. But I don't know. I'm pretty healthy and I'm in pretty good shape. I'd probably go back into trucking. I'd be more than happy climbing into a Freightliner right now and taking off for Dallas. Wouldn't bother me a bit.
Leave a
Maisie,
Maisie,
what
leave a
about
message for your 25-year future self. Something that we'll treat this as one of those
Time
time
capsule.
capsules.
Well, it's interesting because I've actually been thinking about this while you guys are chatting, and I don't know if this was said already, but something I do want to bring up, and this isn't financial or legal advice by any means, but if you're a 30-year tattoo artist or you're in 30 years and you haven't paid taxes for that 30 years and you're going off and you're trying to find something new to do, you are in a tight spot. So something I would say just to anyone starting out their career as a part of an exit strategy or just preparing for the fact that this job is not sustainable forever and eventually you are going to have to walk away, pay your taxes.
If you didn't pay anything guess what? You ain't getting anything out.
Yeah.
That's right.
So just, be smart about things and take this job as seriously as you would any job, if not more so, and really, really play the long haul because it's not a job that you can do forever. Your hands are going to get fucked, your back is going to get fucked, and eventually you're going to have to move on and either do something else or retire. So try to set yourself up from success from the jump. Something else I was thinking about, somebody like Riley, who is for people who don't know, a ferocious tattoo artist, but he doesn't tattoo much anymore. He tattoos solely for pleasure and very privately. And he can do that because of the way that he's established his business and he's played the game and been very tactful and above board with everything.
I don't know. I tattoo when I've got time to tattoo, and I tattoo what I want to tattoo, and I tattoo the people I want.
Right.
I put myself in that position. Dude, if I don't want to tattoo you, you can fucking get the fuck out of here.
That's the point that I was really trying to get at there. Is that, I think that you don't have to be fully in or out. And like Million and Garrett and Riley have all said today, you could be a jack of all trades and like continue your creative outlook and have a widespread and tattoo when you can. And if you need to take on a second job to get through the period, take on a second job and tattoo when you can, don't give up.
There's nothing wrong getting out of this industry. There's nothing wrong if you find out after 5 years, 10 years, 20 years, 30 years that this just isn't for you anymore, and that's okay. Like you said, Riley, that's the way
Go.
it's supposed to be. It's
Yeah.
okay. It's okay. We're not mad at you. You can still listen to our podcast. It's free, for crying out loud. You can still do all of the things you want. Maybe you've got kids coming and this is not sustainable. Great. Go to fucking school. One of the interesting things that I feel that we have as tattooers is we wear a lot of hats. A lot of us are in charge of our own advertising. We do digital design. We do a lot of shit. We're familiar with how to respond to emails. What we have done, what you are doing, assuming you've been doing this for more than a year or two, you probably have this secret set of super skills that you don't realize you have. No one says you have to do this forever. And maybe it's a good idea that you don't. Maisie, lead us out.
This has been a really, really wonderful show today. I think that there's been some great stuff in there. For those of you that have stuck around this far, we were talking about the state of the economy and how things are going, state of affairs. we're really grateful that you guys are here with us, and just keep your head up. This is the B team, and nobody cares that much.
Nobody cares.
Nobody cares.
But if they did care, where would they email us?
bteamtattoopodcast@gmail.com.
I'm going to end
I
recording now.
No,
Is that our
you
first
keep
long
it rolling.
version
Keep
right
it rolling,
here?
Million,
What?
if you
I
can.
think
I
so
think that was
too.
great.
Okay.
Garrett, you did such a good job not saying, I'm so proud of you.